welcome. I know it looks like a lot of familiar faces, so welcome to the team call. I know a lot of y'all been on here like religiously every single week, and we appreciate that. Because sometimes it's one of those things you get weary and all the well doing. But yeah, we know that we're trying to do things for the greater business, and I think reflecting on 2020. Oh my gosh, when we started 2020, did I ever think that we were going to be this crazy? And we're not. I never thought it. Never thought it. So 2021, I just know it's going to be a lot better for everybody. And I know it because of some things that I know are coming down the pipeline. The Alliance did a very great thing here in the last couple of weeks with the increase in the compensation grid. So if you're wondering about submitting a policy in now or later, now's a great time. So that's been excellent. And it's just, I know she's so excitable.
Just mute me. I mean, Mike, please. I don't have the hands for it.
I think I got you.
Now she's awake. Now she's like, hello.
I just learned something new on this thing. I can drag and drop y'all in different orders. Like, woo, put it over here. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll keep it up here. But anyway, just wanted to just say thank y'all for such a great 2020. It's actually been a decent 2020. We're talking about how it's changed a lot of things that we've really enjoyed. Definitely being at home a lot more has been a real blessing, I think, for a lot of us that kind of slowed our lives down back to some simpler times. Spending more time with families, spending more time just, with your spouse. I've been actually able to catch up on a few things on, in fact, we probably have a late night bedtime addiction to just watching a few shows. And it's just like, we were gotten so far away from some things, along the way. She's going. Let's see. I got you. There you go. But, as I look at 2021, I don't necessarily think that it's going to be one of those years where it's going to be, running as crazy as we might have been running before. But as we come out of the COVID, as we get more people vaccinated, I know right now it seems like this is probably just the strangest thing in the world because, it's the holidays and the government's trying to make sure we're safe, closing down things. The UK's got a new strain, all these things going on. And I just have to think to myself, 2021 has nowheres to go but up. So I really do believe that we're on this path now of acceleration and growth. And Michelle, I just really want to let y'all know that we're here for y'all. I would say myself personally, the last few months, I've been more distracted by a lot of things, working on new ways to try and generate some leads. Think about how we retrain people and all these things. And so I apologize if I've been more distant than I normally have been, but the next 2 weeks, I've got some things in my mind about what I want to do going into 2021. And I really do think we're gonna take off into a whole new realm, better than we've ever had. So that's kind of my Christmas thoughts. Michelle's definitely hearing me talk, so she probably realizes she's running late. But anybody else have some reflections on 2020 while we're kind of waiting, because she's got some things she wanted to talk to us about. Anybody else got some things they wanted to share just about and way you feel about how 2021 is going to be and 20? I'm not talking about goals. I'm just talking about where's your head? What is your mind? What are you thinking?
I'll go.
Go ahead, Katie.
Okay. So I think for 2021, I'm more optimistic and not as scared about, doing for me, 2021 is going to be about finding the balance of doing paraleads and doing still doing current clients, balancing that, trying to figure out when to put that into the schedule for texting them and calling them, and just being better rounded about my schedule and when to find new clients and things like that. So, and then also recruiting, because I've been kind of stagnant on doing anything with recruiting because I was just trying to hustle basically. And this next year is going to be a lot more slow and steady wins the race instead of like going for that quick sale. So I think that 2021 is going to be a lot. I'm going to be more educated on the different things that I need to in order to advance my business, whether it be with recruiting or different products or whatever it may be. So that's kind of where I'm thinking 2021 is going to be for me.
I love it. And I know, I mean, you took a big leap, and I'm going to call you our para expert, and I think you've done a lot with, I know of several people have come across teachers just in everyday leads and have reached out to you to get some help and some thoughts. So just be thinking about that training you're going to do for me in 2021
Sure.
on retirement. And what does that mean? And really just think about, like what have you learned in this whole process about where teachers' lives are? Because I think that's a huge thing, because a lot of them are going to look at 2021. They're exhausted by 2020.
Mm-hmm.
We're online. No, wait, we're in class. No, we're online. Now we're in class. Oh, wait, nope. Back to online. Now we're split. What the hell? All this stuff's going on. I know I've talked to several of them that were just like, yeah, we just went out.
And then we educate them like, well, I, have the meetings with them. They're like, when can I actually get out? Be like, you're tier 5, so you have to be 62. And they're like, because they're like 40 something and they just, it's not a happy day. But yeah, I'm looking forward to, well, I'm not looking forward to continuing ed, but one of the options that I'm going to be doing for continuing ed is knowing a little bit more about Social Security, because that's something that, I mean, it doesn't affect us nearly as much, but educators and, anybody else that's in the general public, it's going to affect. So that's why I'm kind of excited that they even have that as an option for continuing ed. It wasn't something that I was even thinking about 2 years ago, so
Love it.
I'm going to be taking it too. So sorry, go ahead, Meg. It's your turn.
Oh, you're good. I liked hearing what you were talking about. I was just going to say that 2020 for me has kind of been like the year of adapting. Like this was all a crazy experience for a lot of us, and we just really had to shift and educate. It's what I felt like we were kind of doing all year. But I know that I built a lot of muscle that I'm going to need going forward from all this. So I'm really, through all the craziness, I know that we went through all of that so that we could be prepared for what's next. And with all the things that we've added, to our portfolio of products in the last year, adaptability and being able to just change and adapt to the change quickly is a superpower in this industry. And if we can kind of like take over, I'm excited for learning more about Medicare. I'm excited to write more Medicare. I'm excited to write more annuities next year. This year in 2020, I wrote $500,000 in annuities, and never would have thought that was going to happen. Didn't anticipate that, but just by continuing, I guess, to just do what we're supposed to do, you find things, and sometimes it doesn't happen as quickly as we want it to. It still doesn't. For myself, Katie, Jonathan, my mom, I mean, it still doesn't happen as fast as we want it to. But you know, I feel like I've grown in that way of just being able to adapt to the change and not just allow it, but embrace it. And I'm excited for, I'm excited for what's next in 2021. I think it's going to be the best year that a lot of us have ever had. Most of us have, like, I mean, financially, emotionally, spiritually, like, I think that we have something special with just within our team, as far as leadership, people who know how to sell, people who have, the spirit of team and want us all to excel. Like, I think we have all that here. And I think that I'm just going to keep on leaning into that and asking for help from the people who have walked before me. And I'm excited. I think 2021 is going to be a badass year.
That's right. and y'all don't really know, if y'all hadn't been around the office, y'all really can't appreciate Betty Blankenship. She's there's only two of them left, Anyway,
Betty White and Betty Blankenship.
That's right. But she was so sweet today. She brought us a little tray of cookies, and I think I almost had like 3 or 4 bags, and things of that. And but she can attest to you that there's a lot of things that some of y'all have known me for, my tech support and all that, and she's been drinking from the fire hose since she's come on board, and learning. I mean, Betty, you don't understand. I actually truly appreciate exactly how complicated some of all this stuff is. You just see me trying to figure out Facebook ads. I'm just staring at it blank, like you were just staring at that iPad this week, So don't ever feel like you're, like it's a burden. It's actually exciting for me to spend, most of my career doing IT. So, but there's going to be a lot of cool things I think I'm going to come out with in 2021 to kind of help, especially now that we've shifted to virtual. I think when we started the year, there was this kind of torn between, we were going back into the homes, we're going to do more virtual. How is it going to be? And I think the message of 2021 is we're hybrid forever. There's
Right.
going to be people, we're going to actually close more sales because we're able to do some virtual, and we are going to still go out and see people, because that's part of the magic and the touch. It's kind of what we all fell in love with, So Betty, I thank you for the cookies. I'm sure there's still some there tomorrow for those of y'all coming in for sales meeting.
And the pumps. And she brought the pumps.
She brought the pumps. So 2021, we're definitely going to do be more intentional about some of the live training, within the office, and take advantage of that. We've all been a little nervous about it. The second you plan something, a flare up would happen. So, Stephanie, you're a new mom in 2020. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've learned from 2020, 2021? Can you unmute? Let's see if I might have to help you since
What was the question then?
So what have you learned from 2020, and what are you kind of looking forward to in 2021?
2020 was a different year. I actually had one of my best months in sales during 2020. Remember, I think it was like 15,000, right?
Yep.
And I mean, I know I can do better, but I was also waddling around. And then after, all the stuff that we went through with this one, I'm looking forward to, for first and foremost, no offense, but for a healthy baby. But I'm looking forward for her, getting bigger, and then me being able to get a little bit more support as I'm not so worried about her, to where I can go out and work my schedule, just like Katie said. I need to get a balance, but I'm looking forward to 2021 because there's going to be the opportunity of getting that balance. And now we're not all stuck. Everyone's not scared. I was, even though my, ER job, I'm sorry, I didn't know if I was going to introduce myself or not, but as a nurse, that was really all I did. I either made sales over the phone or occasionally went to homes, or the most, risky thing that I did was going to my ER job because that's where all the COVID was, right?
Right.
But now I'm going to have that comfort to where I'm not so worried about getting to work and then you stressing out there and then worried about if I'm going to make a sale or if I'm going to be able to go into a home. And do I even want to go into a home because I was at high risk? Luckily, we're both healthy now, and I think 2021 is going to be a much better year because we're going to have more opportunity. And then I'm also looking forward to learning more about the new products that have come out. I've been starting to contract with the new companies that have been presented, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Just all the opportunities that are coming up.
Yeah, and there's been so many new products, and I just got to tell you, we're seeing more products coming, and it's even crazier with that. And the bump on the comp side from 2020, with the here recently, and there's still yet to be another significant bump around the Medicare, which I think is going to make it really worth it for a lot of folks that may have been sitting on the sidelines for that. It's really been pretty good. I'm excited to be a part of, the Prentice family and watching little Halsey grow up. Look at her, she's going to sleep. I love it. That's where I'm going to be in about 30 minutes. I'm going to drink me a little milk and go to sleep is what I'm going to do. But yeah, and I've gotten to watch a lot of good things, like Savannah. I mean, I've watched her come to the office, lose an a career that she was working on, that she was loving, that evaporated, called travel, and come in and y'all don't understand how much she's impact not only the Yeakey's business but ours, and yet she's still out there trying to sling it and be an agent and going through all the trials that we all go through, from having that knot in your stomach about dialing every dial session to, going out to homes and not knowing what to say to get people to close, and, things that some folks in the group just take for, like, you just don't even know what it was like. But you still all face that. And you're just like, well, what do I say? How do I get past that? And, I just know in 2021, it's going to be a huge year for her, and do bigger and better than she's ever done before, and I've known her since she was yay high. Y'all can't tell, but, she's an good old friend that goes all the way back, from Megan, since we moved in here into Seabrook, and then
go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. No worries. And then I'll look at, people like Delia who's coming in, and it's just like, I look at all the people that we have in class and the new people that we've been talking to, and I go, wow, what a difference it's going to be this year, and what a difference we as a company, we as leaders are going to actually be able to provide. It's one of those crazy things that sometimes you just kind of go, wow. I thought 2021 or 2020 was going to be the best year ever. If you're around us in January, February, oh my God, we were psyched up, right? And then boom, March came along. But Michele, we just been, I told him you were in there busy making another sale. It was no surprise. And we were just kind of talking off and on a little bit about 2021 and 2020, what kind of lessons we learned and that kind of stuff, and what we're looking forward to in 2021. But yeah, so you can chime in now. It's always great. You got great lighting. You look lovely.
You do.
You got about a 10-minute deal, and then I get to keep it to myself for later.
Thank you. Okay.
Made everybody uncomfortable.
You just narrowed it all down.
he got me this special light, and it really is pretty cool. I feel like I'm a movie star.
You're like an influencer now, girl.
You look great.
Thank you. It's so good to see you, Stephanie and Katie, Megan. And it's good to see my husband in another room in the house. It's kind of fun to have you in a different room. But anyway,
I'll take that.
I'm sorry I got on late. I was calling one of these. I had one of my customers, kind of a funny story. I don't know, you want me to share it? So this was a customer from last year who I went to see. She was all the way out in Katy. Wrote her a policy. Something went haywire with the policy. Actually, it was Foresters. And it was at the end of the year, and they didn't draft when they were supposed to. And then it was a huge mess. And it was when they were changing the product. Remember, they changed the underwriting last Christmas, and everything got messed up. I mean, like, you name it. Like, she was livid, and I mean, she canceled. Everything went bad, and I called her back, and I texted her back, and ultimately, I ended up saving this deal. And I don't even know how I saved it, but I was just like really apologetic and really sorry and really just, actually, I went on with Cheryl at Foresters. I mean, I had them, I complained, and I had them go back and, you know, do some things that they needed to do because it was wrong what they did to her. So anyway, long story short, I got the customer back because I went the extra mile. But because of that, she called me a few days ago and said, my husband is retiring. I knew when I saw her that she had a Medicare supplement. She did not have a Medicare Advantage. She didn't want a Medicare Advantage. She had a Medicare supplement. And I told her, when your husband gets ready to retire, I'll be glad to help you guys do that. And so she called me. And so that's what I was doing. I was doing his Medicare supplement and his Part D prescription drug plan. And he's getting off of because he's getting off of his group health plan at the end of the month. He's actually not going to retire until like middle of next year. And so she wants me to write him also a life insurance policy when he actually does retire, because he is keeping his life insurance for the moment at work. So, I mean, the point of that was just go the extra mile for people. Don't ever consider it a done deal until you really just do everything you can to help that customer. So, also, I wanted to see, I don't know, Betty, are you available to talk?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I was going to ask you, and we didn't talk prior to the call. So Betty, if you don't want to talk, I'm totally cool. But I just was going to ask you if you felt like you wanted to share anything that you learned. Yesterday, Betty texted me asking me if I could go with her on an appointment that she set. And I told her I would. So that was Sunday afternoon at 2:00, and we did that. And Betty, I mean, do you want to talk a little bit about that appointment? What you learned?
Well, of course, I always learn. If I'm in the next room from you, I'm
And
learning.
please introduce yourself. Betty is brand new as far as going out in the field. Tell us who you are.
I've only been on like 4 appointments, and let's see, two bought. The one yesterday, the first one was for my son-in-law. So of course I was dumb as a box of rocks, but they were going to take it because I was mama, you know. But yesterday, but I did want to say this. I want to say this because Mike and Megan are so precise and so good at what they tell you, because I get out there and my enroller don't work. And I go around, it just doesn't work. So today I go in and Mike feels with it, and then Megan goes in and she tells me, you know why it didn't work is because about once a month, about every other month, you have to re-enroll in that thing. Well, of course, I enrolled in it, I think maybe 2 months ago, whenever Mike set up my my iPad. So, but they both were so comforting today, like Mike said, because you just feel so dumb when things don't work, especially when you're not a technical person to begin with. And so we get out there, and that didn't work for me. But thank goodness Michele, you were there, and Michele is so good at. She's the most natural person in any room with any type of people. Within a few minutes, Michele just fits in. It is a gift of fitting in. She's not the top dog, the underdog. She's not scared. She's not too loud. She's not too timid. She just fits in almost like a family member. And I hope that I can learn that art, because I'm a friendly person, and I think that I wear well once you know me.
You do, Betty, you do. And I know that's, that's not the part that you're going to struggle with. We all have our own struggles. I'm not a real technical person either. You probably already know that, because I couldn't fix the problem. I just knew how to work my computer.
Right, we have the same guy, and that's the ironic thing. We both have the same one.
Betty, you have no idea how many times she calls me for stuff, or I get a Slack in the middle of the day. No matter all the things I set up to help, there's always going to be that moment where it's going to be like, I just need this. So you're not alone.
But
Well, I'm going to share something. Y'all are going to think this is really dumb. But I woke up at 1:30 a few days ago, and I was up till 4:30 in the morning studying my insurance. Well, then the next day I got up and I called Foister's, and I said, I want you to send me all the information you have on this product, and I don't know what diseases they can have. So they sent it to me, and Mike will be proud of me. I was able to hook my printer up, and I printed it all off. Now, if you can imagine. Then I went to Walmart and got me a notebook and those sleeves to put it in. I have over 70 pages, and I still have more because I should have got more pages. And then I found out today, after Mike had showed me how to get into the enroller, I actually have those diseases on my little iPad. I didn't have to have printed all of that off. But the thing is, but I'm taking that notebook with me to Indiana. The thing is, even though, and at first I thought, well, that was the dumbest thing. But I feel like everything that I've done, I've learned. And having those and reading over those and putting that notebook together and all of that, I got a lot more knowledge about the product than I had before. So I'm looking forward to 2021, Michele and Mike and Megan and all of you that have helped me out, because I feel that I'm kind of getting to maybe toward the top of the hill. You know what I mean?
you are,
And
Betty.
I just want to be able to get out there and get the job done. And I feel a great responsibility. I mean, what you did yesterday, I'm going to tell you, I told Art, he's probably on here too. I told Art, he said, well, could you have done it? And I said, no. I said, I'd have been there and my enroller didn't work, number one. I'd have called and she'd have said, well, go to your enroller, because I have called you before. And I said, then it wouldn't have worked. And so I said, no, I wouldn't have got it, So it was good. It really was good that we got the deal done. But when I don't get it done, Michele, are you like this? I feel very bad. Not because I didn't make any money, because money is about number 3 or 4 on my list, but because I didn't get those people taken care of. That's
So let's talk about the worst case scenario, because a lot of new people aren't comfortable either. And if you couldn't have gotten that going, here's what you would have done. You would have filled out the intake form. You would have gotten all of the information, banking, every single solitary thing, including their email. And you would have gone home, figured out the e-app, put it in, and then called them and done a voice authorization. So you could have done it, but
Right.
because I was there, I wanted to get it completely finished, right?
Yes.
We don't
Right.
ever want to leave a stone unturned if we don't have to. So just like in the Olympics, you know, when something goes wrong, we know what we're going to do for every scenario. So that's what you're always going to do, Betty.
Yes, I did have applications. That's one thing that Mike had made me 2 copies of every time we had. So if
But,
it
Gre-
wouldn't have been, I would have
but
filled
Great
out.
Western does not allow paper applications.
I know,
So
but I would have filled something out, and brought it
Yeah.
back, and then we could have plugged it in. So, but anyway, I was, I just appreciate the fact that you did go, because even in that, even when it didn't work out for me, you taught me what to do. I mean, these are like,
And you know, these folks were extremely nice. We asked for referrals. We got more information. She wants to do some retirement stuff with us. They have other people in their family that we might be recruiting. So we did every single thing that we talk about doing on an appointment. We did all those steps. And that's what I want, you know, Betty to see and everyone to see and know that it's the same thing that's on the videos. But, you know, I did, you know, again, thank you, Betty. You have a real gift, and I know that you're going to be a great agent. It's, you know, it's just all a learning process. So you're going through that process. I did want to say one other thing about this other client that I just wrote up today is I remembered, here's the thing. Always ask someone else for help if you don't know what to do. So in this particular scenario, foresters did not draft when they were supposed to, and then they drafted after the fact. And then I told them they were wrong, and actually got them. And then it was like 2 or 3 months later, and then they wanted to draft 3 months to get her policy back in force. And I said, no, I fought for that client. I said, no, this is not fair. Y'all totally messed this up. And they fixed it, and they did not charge her for 3 months. And that's not normal. But I did go the extra mile with that customer and paid off. So just ask for help, because you never know what they're going to do. But ask one of us for help. Don't hesitate for that. So, and Betty, thank you again for coming. It was a good appointment yesterday.
thank you. Yes, it was good. Even the Papa Bear showed up at about, I don't know, how old was he, 75, 80 years old, 85 or something?
85, Betty.
85.
Her dad.
I am looking forward to the Medicare. I'm looking forward to that. You know, I've been listening to that, and I think that might be something I'll be really good at, because I'm old enough. You know what I mean?
You will be.
Does anybody else have anything out there as reflecting on 2020 into 2021? I know we're going a little long tonight, and that's okay. We are going to have a session. At least our plan is for next Monday. So we continue on and plot. But does anybody else have anything else they wanted to offer up?
Yeah, I'll say something, Mike.
All right.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Johnny.
Awesome. Yeah, been a pretty crazy year, like you had mentioned. But I think the biggest thing I'm looking forward to for next year is just really helping as many people as I can change their life. Because as cliche as that sounds, the business has changed mine 100%. Not just financially, work, relationships, etc. If I didn't have this business, I would not be where I'm at. So the opportunity is huge. We could easily triple in 6 months based on the market. So numbers don't lie. So yeah.
Sorry, I was muted out. And this just today we're chatting with Fitz and just looking ahead at 2021 and just going, with the way 2020 has been and the shift it's had, there's almost no reason that we shouldn't grow double or at least 3 times, and really make some dramatic shifts for our clients and for ourselves. And so I'm really excited about all that. Anybody else have anything else they want to say? If not, we'll close it out for the night. I know I like to try and keep it on time as close as I can.
I just want to say this, everything happens for a reason. So whatever you've been through this year, good, bad, or ugly, or wonderful, it was all meant to be. And it's just putting us in the right position for next year, which is, I'm just already so grateful and excited for, because I know that there are great things coming next year and I can't wait. So I appreciate all of you and looking forward to having a great year with all of you next year and tripling.
All right. Well,
You see this
Merry
last,
Christmas to everybody.
you see this last note?
what did she say?
Do you see this last note? I am not allowed to date ever. Like she thought it was funny.
Yeah, she did. She didn't know what she's committing to yet, though, Stephanie.
Ever.
Hey, you know, there's that other meme that's floating out there right now that says the government wants me to follow a curfew, and my parents tried that when I was growing up. It didn't work out too that well then either.
Yep.
I'm
Hey,
gonna go just pulled my hair out.
we will form a dating committee. How about that?
It says ever. Ever.
We're not going to prove anybody.
Bill.
We won't approve anybody. We'll just pretend like we're gonna give them an edge, give them a chance.
Megan committed to spending a week with her without Jonathan. I'll get a hotel.
Nope.
You
Nope.
did.
I did not sign anything.
She said it.
Nope. This call was not recorded.
That part will be erased.
Bye.
All right, guys.
Merry
We'll see y'all
Christmas,
later.
everybody.
Christmas,
Have a
everyone.
great Christmas day, and we will see you on next Monday. All right. Bye-bye.
Oh, and tomorrow morning.
Yes.
And tomorrow morning,
Sales
sales
meeting.
meeting tomorrow morning. Yep, definitely. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.